A control library says what safeguards should exist around your AI agents. Control testing proves whether those safeguards actually work. If you never test the controls, you do not have governance. You have documentation. Here's the problem. A team says the agent requires human approval. But does approval happen before the action or after the action? They say logging is enabled. But can you trace the decision, tool call, owner, and result? Controls need proof. AI agent control testing is the process of checking whether a control is designed correctly, implemented correctly, operating consistently, and producing usable evidence. It turns policy language into something you can verify. Start with the control objective. What is the control supposed to prevent or detect? Unauthorized action, sensitive data exposure, missing audit evidence, excessive permissions, duplicate workflow execution, failed handoff. If the objective is unclear, the test will be unclear. Separate design effectiveness from operating effectiveness. The design asks whether the control is structured correctly. Operating effectiveness asks whether it actually worked during real agent activity. A good design can still fail in production. Define the test method. You might inspect configuration, review logs, replay an agent run, sample approval records, verify access scopes, check monitoring alerts, or run a controlled test case. The method should match the risk. Choose the sample. For a low volume agent, you may review every production run. For a high volume agent, you may sample recent executions, high risk actions, failed runs, exception cases, and changes after a prompt or tool update. Define evidence before testing. Evidence may include approval records, execution logs, screenshots, configuration exports, access review, results, change tickets, alert history, rollback proof, or test outputs. Do not wait until audit time to decide what proof matters. Write pass and fail criteria. For example, pass means every write action had pre-action approval, a scope, credential, an execution log, and a linked ticket. Fail means any required evidence is missing, late, incomplete, or tied to the wrong run. Test negative cases. What happens if the approval is missing? What happens if a credential is over scope? And what happens if the agent retraces the same action? What happens if logging fails? Negative tests reveal whether the control actually blocks or detects risk. Check evidence quality. A log that only says success is weak evidence. Useful evidence should show who or what acted, what input was used, which tool was called, what output was produced, what approval existed, and where the result was recorded. Track exceptions during testing. If a control fails, do not hide it in notes. Record the exception owner, reason, impact, compensating control, due date, and retest requirement. A failed control without remediation becomes accepted risk by accident. Set the testing cadence. Some controls should be checked continuously, like missing logs, failed jobs, and unauthorized tool calls. Others can be tested monthly or quarterly, like access reviews, approval sampling, and evidence quality checks. Imagine a vulnerability management agent that creates remediation tickets. You can test whether scanner access is scoped, whether duplicate tickets are prevented, whether high impact changes need approval, whether every run has logs, and whether evidence links back to the ticket. Here is the checklist. Start with the objective. Separate design and operating tests. Define the method. Choose the sample. Define evidence. Write pass and fail criteria. Test negative cases. Review evidence quality. Track exceptions. Retest after remediation. AI agent control testing is how you keep governance honest. The point is not to create more audit work. The point is to prove that your safeguards still work when agents change, tools expand, and production workflows get messy. If you are finding this content useful, please subscribe, like, and comment. If you want more practical AI agents for cybersecurity and automation, subscribe.